Kidsway Studios, what's up? Hey, Pastor Julian coming at you, and we are in a brand new series. It's a brand new month, and this month we are going to be talking about wisdom, and our series is called Dig Deep. That's right, dig deep. And throughout this series, we're going to be talking about wisdom. If you guys have been with us for the summer, then you know we were in a series called Press Play, and we talked all about confidence and how amazing it is when we start to learn to see ourselves the way that God sees us. And this month, in August, we're going to be talking about wisdom and how so very important it is that we have wisdom. And hey, if you've always wondered, what really is wisdom? I've heard my mom and dad and other people talk about wisdom, but what is it really? Well, check it out. I'm glad you asked. This is what wisdom is. Wisdom is finding out what you should do and do it. That's right. Finding out what you should do and doing it. That is what wisdom is all about. Finding out what to do and not just knowing it, not just thinking about it, but actually doing it. Wisdom is putting knowledge to action. And this month, we're going to be learning about people in the Bible, even Jesus himself, on how we can be wise. That's right. Without going any further, I have to tell you what our big answer is. And if you're new with us, then our big answer is simply the answer to the big question. And the big question is, what did you learn in church today? Have you ever heard this question? Yeah, I hear it a lot. Even on Sundays, I'm the one teaching and people still ask me, hey, what did you teach in church today? Or what did you learn? Or what did somebody else learn? If you've heard that question, then the big answer is what you say to that question. And today, our big answer says, wisdom is worth searching for. Can you say that with me? Say, wisdom is worth searching for. That's right. Wisdom is worth searching for. It's so absolutely worth it. And it might not seem like it right now, but trust me, later on, it will absolutely prove to you in more ways that you know that wisdom is worth searching for. And to get us started on today's big answer, we're going to be looking at a story from Jesus, but I don't want to get into that too much just now because we're going to save that for after worship. And that's what we're getting ready to do right now. So I want you guys to focus in on Jesus. The way that we're going to do that is by worshiping him. Now hear me out. You might have had a rough week. Your day might be getting off to a bad start, but worship is something that can turn that around. When we worship Jesus, we focus on him, we say these words out in praises, we give that love back to Jesus. Whether you know it, whether you want to or not, sometimes we gotta worship because it's just the right thing to do. It can change your mind, it can change your attitude, it can change your entire day. So no matter what's going on, I want you to stand up right now. I want you to worship with us. Just sing these words out. You'll see them on the screen. So stand up out of your seat and let's go.
Whatever the distance or darkness, you're with me. You're with me. Whenever I'm failing or falling, you've got me. You've got me. You won't let me down. Never, never. In your love I'm found. Forever. Your love, it goes on and on. Forever is not too long. I believe it. I believe it. I'll never be too far gone. Forever I'm in your arms. never in your love I'm found forever. You won't let me down. Never, never in your love I'm found forever. Your love it goes on and on. Forever is not too long. I believe it. I believe it. I'll never be too far gone. Forever I'm in your arms. I believe it. I believe it. You won't let me down. Never, never in your love I'm found forever.
The Bible. It's 66 books of history, stories, letters, and poetry that fit together to form God's one big story. The epic adventure of how He created us and loves us so much that He made a way to rescue us. As we travel through the Bible, from Genesis to Revelation, we discover people who met God and found their lives changed forever. Now, for an amazing story, inspired by the book of Luke, chapter 2, verses 41 through 52.
When God sent His very own Son, Jesus, to earth, angels shouted the good news.
Fear not, I bring you good news of great joy.
Shepherds and wise men journeyed to visit Jesus, and later, Mary and Joseph hurried to Egypt with their young son to keep him safe from King Herod. But Jesus wasn't always a baby or a young child. We don't know much about his early years, but he had to learn to walk and talk just like every other child.
Mama.
He probably learned from Joseph how to hammer nails and smooth pieces of wood for tables and wheels. We do know one very important story from the time Jesus was a boy. One of Jesus' followers, Luke, wrote it down many years later. He begins, every year Jesus' parents went to Jerusalem for the Passover feast. And when Jesus was 12 years old, they went up to the feast as usual.
Lentils, water skins, extra sandal straps. Jesus, run and tell your father we're packed and ready to leave.
Yes, Mother.
The trip from their home in Nazareth to Jerusalem took several days. Friends and family traveled together. Jesus likely spent the day with his cousins and friends, finding his parents at dinner time.
I brought sticks for the fire.
I'll start this stew.
We should reach Jerusalem by noon tomorrow.
We don't know what Jesus thought or felt when he saw the city of Jerusalem perched on the rocky hillside ahead. Years later, he would enter the city to the shouts of cheering crowds. But for now, Jesus was just a boy celebrating Passover with his family.
You remember where your cousins live, right?
We're staying with them again.
I can find it.
All week, families celebrated with relatives. Together, they enjoyed the Passover feast.
You, O Lord our God, have given us festival days for joy in remembrance of the departure from Egypt. Blessed are you, O Lord our God.
When the feast was over, Mary and Joseph packed and began their trip home along the crowded roads. At the end of the day, they stopped to set up camp.
Jesus, can you start the cooking fire? Jesus?
I thought I saw him with... No, that was before we left the city.
Mary and Joseph searched through the nearby families, settling down for the evening.
Have you seen Jesus?
Not since he gave me the last potato pancake yesterday evening.
No one's seen him.
Since Jerusalem.
We left him in the city.
Frantic, Mary and Joseph hurried back to Jerusalem to search for their missing son. They immediately checked the home where they had been staying.
Very sorry, but I haven't seen him.
Mary and Joseph crisscrossed the entire city.
He loved the honey cakes from that bakery. Excuse me, have you seen a 12-year-old boy about this tall?
Dark brown robe.
Hair kind of sticks out over his ears.
Yes, like that.
Sorry, haven't seen him.
They may have checked the swimming hole or the stables, but Jesus was nowhere to be found. So Mary and Joseph paced the streets at wit's end.
He's just never gone off like this.
I don't think he's here. We've searched the whole city.
Everywhere except...
As Mary and Joseph turned the corner, high white walls rose ahead of them.
The temple! We'll check the courtyard.
Just in case.
The courtyard was filled with visitors still in the city for Passover. As they circled the open space, Mary froze.
Joseph, there!
Just ahead, they saw their son. Jesus was sitting with a group of teachers, listening and asking questions.
Teacher, isn't it always right to be kind, even if it means giving money to a beggar on the Sabbath?
The teachers nodded in agreement and amazement, but Mary and Joseph rushed forward.
Jesus!
Son, why have you treated us like this?
Grabbing her boy, Mary hugged Jesus so hard she nearly squeezed the air out of him.
Your father and I have been worried about you. We've been looking for you everywhere.
Why were you looking for me? Didn't you know I had to be in my Father's house?
All I know is no more stunts like this, okay?
Jesus returned to Nazareth with his parents, obeying everything they asked of him. As he grew wiser and stronger. He also became more and more pleasing to God and to others.
Kidsway, what an amazing story. And hey, you heard me mention at the very beginning, before we even got into any worship, that sometimes we gotta worship just because it's the right thing to do. And I believe that today, for some of us, it's the right thing to do. Maybe we don't feel like it. Maybe we're just in a bad mood and we don't want to do it. But today is about God. Right now is about Jesus and how amazing he is. Regardless of what's going on in our lives, regardless of what's going on around us or in the world today, God is still good and he is worthy of praise. So here's what I want you to do right now. We're gonna talk about our story in just a minute, but we're gonna worship a little bit more. We're gonna sing a song called Wonder. It's one of my absolute favorites. Throughout this song, whether you sing the words, that's awesome. I hope that you do sing these words back out to God. But if you don't sing, just clap along. Clap along to the beat if you can follow it. Trust me, it will change your mind. It will change your mood. It will change your attitude when we focus in on God like this. So go ahead, let's worship together.
Have you ever seen the wonder in the glimmer of her sight? As the eyes begin to open and the blindness meets the light. If you have so say, I see the world in light. I see the world in wonder. I see the world in light. Blessed in living color, I see the world your way, and I'm walking in the light. Have you ever seen the wonder in the year of second life? Having come out of the waters with your left behind. So say, I see the world in light. I see the world in wonder. I see the world in light. Blessed in a living color. I see the world your way, and I'm walking in the light. I see the world in grace. I see the world in gospel. I see the world your way, and I'm walking in the light. I'm walking in the wonder. You're the wonder in the wild. Turning wilderness to wonder. Oh, I say, I see the world in love. I see the world in freedom. I see the Jesus way. You're the wonder in the wild. I see the world your way, and I'm not afraid to follow. I see the world your way, and I'm not ashamed to say so. I see the Jesus way, and I'm walking in the light. I see the world in light. bursting in living color. I see the world your way, and I'm walking in the light. Oh, I see the world in grace. I see the world in gospel. I see the world your way, and I'm walking in the light. I'm walking in the wonder. You're the wonder in the wild. To the wilderness to wonder. Oh, I see the world in love. I see the world in freedom. I see Jesus' way. You're the wonder in the wild. To the wilderness to wonder. You're the wonder in the wild. To the wilderness to wonder.
Wisdom is worth searching for. No matter how old you are, no matter where you're at, no matter what's going on, wisdom is worth searching for, and you're not going to want to miss out on it. And as a matter of fact, our memory verse from today gives me personally so much peace, because it pretty much tells us that we can ask God for wisdom and that He'll give it to us. Check this out. Our memory verse is in James chapter 1, verse 5. And it says this: if any of you needs wisdom, you should ask God for it. He will give it to you. God gives freely to everyone and doesn't find fault. Let's say that one more time. James 1:5. If any of you needs wisdom, you should ask God for it. He will give it to you. And in some versions of the Bible, right here, it says He will give it to you generously. Like He'll give you a lot of wisdom. And the last part of that verse finishes up and says, God gives freely to everyone and doesn't find fault. James 1:5. That's right. If you need wisdom, say that maybe there's something going on in your house and you know that somebody's doing something that they shouldn't do. And maybe you felt like you should speak up or say something. Maybe this is at your house. Maybe this is on one of your teams. Maybe it happens in school sometimes. If there's somebody who's around you, if there's a situation that's going on and you feel like you should do something, you feel like you should say something, but maybe that you don't know what to say, maybe you don't know what to do, pray and ask God to give you wisdom. Our Bible says that He'll give it to you, says that He'll give it to you generously. Pray today, pray tomorrow. I'm going to be praying for you throughout this week that would happen. Kids Way, we love spending this time with you. What do you say we say our big answer one more time before we go? Can you say wisdom is worth searching for? Come on, one more time. Say wisdom is worth searching for. That's right. Hey, we've had an absolute blast with you up here today. If you want the fun to continue, you can absolutely do that. Go to our webpage. The link is in the description below. It's bridgeway.tv. Cruise over to our kids page, scroll down that page, and down by elementary, you'll find a couple of links. Those links are downloadables that you can actually continue the conversation from today at home. And there's actually some activities, some really fun activities that you can download and do at home as well. Make sure that you check those things out. They're an absolute blast. So we hope that you guys had a fun time. We can't wait to see you. We love you guys. And until next time, stay safe, be good, and we'll catch you on the next one. Bye.